This is actually what I call the motivation, the inspiration, the spiritual center of our university, Godfrey Okoye University, main campus, UGWUOMU-NIKE. Many of us will be too shocked to hear that there used to be places in Nigeria where twins were thrown and abandoned in the past. They were sacrificed to unknown gods, rejected by society, taken to a bush, and abandoned there to rot away in the jaws of unseen forces. This particular place used to be one of such places. Isn't it an irony that a place that meant death for innocent children has become a place where the whole world is coming and where life is being given to young people through sound education? As the Lord says, the stone which the builders rejected has become the cornerstone. Life that was taken away from innocent twins must be given back to them through all young people who are studying in Godfrey Okoye University. So you enter into the serene chapel of Holy Innocent, Chapel of Forgotten Twins. Usually you take a bow when you genuflect when you enter a Catholic chapel with the Blessed Sacrament. You can see the design of this chapel, Christ at the center, Christ who welcomed children, Christ who certainly welcomed the forgotten twins. He's at the center and he's their consolation. Where they were thrown away, Christ stood and welcomed them. So you can see the background there. First of all, look at the color of this, earth color mixed with white and all that. It's reflecting their experience on earth. You see the whole white, the chapel is white and all that, reflecting their hope, the new experience of warm embrace with Christ. The red sheet will remind you of their sacrifice. They were sacrificed. Their blood was shed. That reminds you of that. So it's a mixture of suffering and joy. Human beings made them suffer. God has given them joy and have become the spiritual center of Godfrey Okoye University. Quite interesting is that opposite this chapel is the DNA Learning Center, Nigeria. DNA Learning Center, Nigeria represents, again, the future of Africa. Here, scientists are being trained, scientists who will shape the face of Africa. As we move in there, you will understand what I mean. It is the first of its kind in Africa, and we will have it here in Godfrey Okoye University. The DNA Learning Center is under our erudite professor of biotechnology, Professor George Ude. He's one, and he's assisted by a great scholar of our university, Mr. Michael Okoro, and a team of young scholars. This center has trained a good number of secondary school students in basic barcoding DNA sequencing, and has continued to train Nigerians in the same direction. Now we're getting involved into forensics. It will be possible to use this center to catch criminals in ENUGU. With proper forensic analysis of criminal scenes and settings, you'll be able to know who is responsible for which level of crime. Also, establishing paternity in case of litigation and all quarrels about who is the father of the child and all that, this center can provide that. The state government will be partnering with this center of our university to make the use of science in solving a lot of problems possible. You do know that Peter Mba, the governor of Enugu State, he has actually vowed to make Enugu the center of excellence in many areas of life. And that's precisely what this center represents. As we move in, you can come and see the kind of facilities you have here. The DNA Learning Center laboratory. Here, DNA sequencing, DNA barcoding, and every imaginable thing is happening. You are trained in actually using modern biology to solve a lot of problems. And it's linked to Cold Spring Harbor Laboratory in New York, United States of America. A good number of scholars are doing their PhD here, doing their research and PhD in this place. And we will continue to train young people because we want to have a generation of young Africans who are abreast of the latest in biological sciences, in modern technology, in stem cell business and all that. So you can see how beautiful the ambience is. Scholars use the laboratories, and when they want to recreate, they come out to this place. When they want to have the group discussions, they come to this place. These are the offices. Let's see the other part. So once they finish the sequencing in the lab there, they come here to use the laptops to do the analysis. This is where the analysis takes place. I talked about Michael Okoro, and he's here to talk a bit about what is happening in this.
So this is the bioinformatics lab. This is where we do computational analysis of the results from the wet lab that the Vice Chancellor has just spoken to you about. Here we are hooked up to the server in Cold Spring Harbor Lab, and then we are collaborating with what we call the iPlan collaborative platform, where we can do all things eye information, interactive, microbiome, metabarcoding, DNA barcoding, phylogenetic analysis, DNA annotation, sequencing, next-gen sequencing, Illumina, and all kinds of analysis that we do here. So basically what we do here is to have, currently we have the high-speed internet, Starlink powering here, and then we're able to do live lectures, and sometime in July here, we're going to be having the nanopore training from Oxford Nanopore in collaboration with DNLC in New York, and then also, we're also going to be having a training on biocoding, where we are teaching people now how to code in biology. We call it Jupyter coding, and we're going to be introducing R for biology here too. So this is where we normally hide out the laptops because of dust.
Look at where they do some of the experiments, and their code room also for storing the reagents. You can look at this thing. This is minus 20 degrees Celsius, because some reagents must be stored under this temperature. And where some PhD students work here. It's the standard we have, the standard we have in good labs in the world. You can see a lot of material for serious research and work and all that. If you look at this, you'll be wondering, why do we have two gates in a university? Our university has what we call a philosophy of dialogue. And dialogue requires always the other, okay? This first gate is in dialogue with the second gate. When the first gate welcomes you, okay? Shows you a bit of the compound. And the second gate welcomes you to the inner part of the compound, where you must be silent. We can accept noisy things around here, but certainly no noisy things will be happening beyond the second gate. So it's like, yes, you are welcome to the university, Godfrey Okoye University open to you, but then when you move to the heart, to the inner part of this, then you have to be a bit quiet, because that's where quiet things will be happening in the university. It's a small waste treatment arrangement. Every wastewater from toilets or whatever it is comes to this place. We have 3 chambers here, okay? Then the solid waste is held by the first chamber, and then whatever is not quite clean enters the second chamber. By the time it gets to the chamber, it's a bit clean. Then it moves from the third chamber to this place. Grass and the roots. The roots will take care of the nutrients they need, and the clean water flows back into the lake there. Okay? With this, you don't need septic tank anywhere in this compound, you know? Every building is connected to that. And then once a year, you can take the solid waste from manure, different crops and all that. So that's it. So you don't have polluting the groundwater in any form, because you have a catchment area for wastewater in the university. UGWUOMU-NIKE European Business Park. So this park means that we make ease of doing business possible for European investors. We provide land, we provide electricity, we provide water, we provide internet, we provide personnel for companies to actually set up their businesses. That's the attraction of this business park. And you're going to see now the quality of what is happening there. For students of the university, doing IT will not be a problem, because you have business, you have European businesses where you can do your IT. This is the business park. One part of the business park is Center of Practical Skills. How do you guarantee that companies will have the workforce they need in a university, in a country? They need training space for their workers, and that's what our Center of Practical Skills provides. Just last year, we trained 100 Nigerians in various skills, and these Nigerians, some of them have been absorbed in the companies and all that as workers, some of them in our university, some have got their own jobs, some of them are in Poland and all that, because they are actually skilled workers. At the end of your training, you get Godfrey Okoye University European certification in trade, and with that you can apply for apply in any country and get a job. There you have the offices, that's the first part, and that's where you have the different sections for training, for plumbing, for masonry, and for different other areas of training that you provide here, carpentry and all that. This is where it's happening. This is an open space workshop where you can do some dirty experiments and all that. And that's it. So we'll move to the front part of that so you can have an idea of what I'm talking about. COPS, Center of Practical Skills. So these are the offices, and then the different sections of practical skills. So you can see that everything is properly done. The offices are transparent offices with glasses. We have 6 boreholes here. So water flows from the boreholes into the water treatment plant, get treated, and then reticulated, sent to different parts of the compound. So the water you have here is of drink quality. You can drink this water. And if you touch it, see it's very cold. There's also an arrangement to make it very cold. It looks like water that's coming from the fridge. And that's it. That's what water you have here. You have water 24 hours in the university. You have light 24 hours in the university. You can look at the trees. I've always dreamt of a university where trees are part of university. You need permission from me, from the Vice Chancellor, to be able to cut down a tree here. You don't cut down any tree. And you know the importance of trees, purifying the air, windbreakers and all, the beauty and all that. See how great the university is. You have the feeling that you are in another world. For those in biology, every day is an invitation for experiment and research. So this is one university where you are inspired to work, you're inspired to do research and all that. I think this place is one of the few virgin forests you can actually have. Not disturbed by any human being, so you can actually find the rare trees, plants and animals in this place. We have 2 lakes here. This is the first lake, and then you have the second one for a bit of cruising. You can't cruise here because this one is primarily for research. We are moving towards the water station and power station of the university and the bakery. And some of the businesses already established. So that's the direction we're moving now. This is the bakery. The bakery Graga Brot, Graga bread. It's Austrian. It's where you see a bit of European touch in bread making. You can see inside how everything is organized, the quality of what is being used and all that, the quality of the oven. And it's part of the business park, provides bread for the students on campus and also for students in Thinkers Corner. What is very interesting is that you need only 1/3 of the energy you need in every other part of Nigeria in making bread here. The ovens are so well done, expensive a bit, so well done that they need just minimal energy to be able to heat up and produce bread. I do hope that we can have a bit of that today if they are baking. You guys are lucky, you're going to have bread. So this is European Business Park, Godfrey Okoye University European Business Park bakery, the Graga Brot. And look at those baking. Look at how handsome and beautiful they are. And look at how well organized the place is. That's the oven and all that.
Here is the cutter. This is how it works. And then you remove it. Here is the mixer. And this is where we mix the bread. From the flour down to the dough. And we have 2 mixers here. We have the oven here. This is the bread oven. It uses firewood, no electricity, no gas, just firewood. Inside.
So it means that even when there's no electricity, you can go on and bake.
Exactly.
Because you just need firewood.
Yes, sir.
Is there any oven like that in Nigeria?
This is one of its kind.
This is unique.
In Nigeria. Yes, sir. This is where we put in the fire.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you put the wood from behind.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And we have the lower temperature and the upper temperature normally. Like it works normal like electrical oven.
Right.
So you bake when it's 250, 230.
That's good.
Yes, sir.
That's good. And you are sure you get the firewood you need?
Of course, yes, sir.
You have enough of that?
We have firewood, sir.
Does it consume a lot of firewood?
No.
It doesn't?
Very economical, sir.
Very good.
Yes, sir.
So you can go on and bake and all that?
Of course, yes, sir.
Very good.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
You can say. Fantastic. And I'm not sure it's planted by anybody. Yeah. Unbelievable. So here we are, the water station of the business park and the university. This is where you have the boreholes. You have 6 boreholes here. Water moves from the boreholes to the water treatment plant, is purified and reticulated. So what you have in this university is clean water. So you can drink water. You don't need pure water sachet or pure water bottles in this place, unless you want to buy them. Water that's coming out is very clean. And down there is the Kekelit. Kekelit is a company for piping. ENUGU uses Kekelit now for piping the water in ENUGU. It's very stable. Kekelit will give you 50 years warranty for its piping system. You don't use gum to join 2 things. You use kind of a device to hold. No gum and all that. That's why it's very stable. And no amount of water can burst Kekelit pipe. Down there will be Bao Elite, construction company. That's also part of our business park. We expect that we will have about 10 to 20 Austrian companies in this place. And that is actually going to be the game changer in ENUGU and in our university. That shows again that you need to treat the water because it has a lot of iron content. What is in this iron? But when you treat it, then it's okay. You can drink it. So if you don't treat it, it's not going to be quite good. So you can come and see the water treatment plant. This is the device that makes the water drinkable. Water comes in here and is treated and all that and is sent to different parts of the university. There should be things like this in ENUGU and the surroundings. You must show where the electric line and water is in so that nobody will destroy it. You see what's happening in ENUGU now is that you destroy the pipes because nobody is showing anything. This indicates this is the line. Okay, it goes down, down, down. So nobody walks here and destroys any of the pipes. If you do, then you pay for it. So these are things that must be done in the university as part of infrastructure. And then being able to note the trees. We have researchers now working on all the trees, all the names of all the trees in the university. Before the end of 2024, we want to know all the trees, kind of taxonomy of the trees. You'll be able to then identify medicinal plants and trees with some economic or health values. The whole university sits on 173 hectares of land. That's about the size of 2 universities in Nigeria. So the business park has about 53 hectares and the rest of them university activities and all that. So we have a huge compound that can, in the next 100 years, we're not worried about land in Godfrey Okoye University. Godfrey Okoye University has got 2 rivers, ENUGU and UGWU. This one is ENUGU. ENUGU is the other river where the boundary of the university is. And Godfrey Okoye University is the meeting point of these 2 rivers. So I say, here is Lokoja of the southeast, the meeting point of 2 rivers, ENUGU and UGWU. Here we are, that's the power station. 3 approaches to solving the problem of power, the 500 kVA generator, then solar and gas. With these 3 approaches, we don't need any external power station. We are not connected with the national grid. We can take care of our power need here. Where you have water, you have electricity, and you have a beautiful compound. What else do you need in a university? We've just finished from the power station. We're now driving to the College of Medicine of Godfrey Okoye University. We see the auditorium, we see the classrooms, the library, the laboratories, and all that. Moving to the second lake for some recreation. So this is the smart board. You have this thing for PowerPoint. You have normal board. With this, you can play any YouTube. You can write also, use your hand to write if you want to. And students can download whatever you have here on the laptop. We'll move from here to the new classrooms we are building for the Department of Nursing. Down there is the oxygen plant. It is actually the biggest of its kind in Southeast. They're producing oxygen for hospitals. That's what is happening down there. So these are additional classrooms for the Faculty of Nursing Sciences. These are classrooms and library. And of course, they're going to be using the same lab as those medicine. So you see how sizable the classrooms are, very big. Classrooms that can take 100 to 150 students. So that's library for nursing and the college of medicine. She provides the food for this Waka, one of the best cooks in Nigeria.
Exactly.
And this girl smiles every time. And that's the husband of Waka. He loves food. Look at his tummy. He loves eating well and all that.
This is Angelic Kitchen. We have a shop at the back here. We have a supermarket where we sell provisions also. And this is a canteen where we have food, all kinds of food, both continental and African dishes.
Nobody has ever quarreled about your food.
No.
Does the Vice Chancellor enjoy your food too?
Yes, of course.
That's a good one. These are the offices of the deans and the heads of departments. You can see the student barbing salon down there, where they do their barbing, and where the ladies do their hair. Down there is the clinic for the college. Of course, you know we have our teaching hospital in tranquil, Godfrey Okoye University Teaching Hospital. But for college, you need a small clinic in case somebody falls ill. But if there's something serious, the person is taken to the teaching hospital of the university. And these are the hostels, this hostel area down. This year we are building hostels for about 5,000 students that will be finished before October. Welcome to the auditorium. Chief Tony Mobo Auditorium. It's the auditorium of the College of Medicine of our university. When there's a large gathering of medical doctors, or you have any big event or prayers for the students, so it's a multi-purpose auditorium of the College of Medicine. Properly lighted and ventilated, and have these exit doors so that in case of emergency you can easily escape. 8, 9, 10 doors and about 20 toilets within, so you're comfortable when you're here. See the acoustic, that's actually good. Yeah, because that's very important in an auditorium, that you don't have echo when people are talking. So this is a huge arena. You can see this arena can take 100,000 persons comfortably in any big event of the university. It's done in such a way that the faculties, every building in the crescent, opposite there is a crescent. Every building has to align with the auditorium, so that's kind of symmetry. You don't build anyhow here. This is the center, and whatever you're doing must agree with this auditorium. And you see also down there, the office of the Vice Chancellor agrees. You look at it, you see it aligns with the auditorium. So that's the beauty of the design here. Countries where we have our students, our graduates, and countries where we have collaboration, or collaborating universities. So you can see how their flags. These flags represent countries that have got to do with Godfrey Okoye University. This is very important to us as a university. You enter this arena and you see a book. It's not our logo, but it's a book. You may be wondering, why is it? Nothing is written, it's just a book. Each student must decide what he or she writes in this book. The university opens its arms for you. Arms to give you knowledge, arms to give you good moral life and good social life. But you can decide then what you're going to write inside your book. If you want to write foolishness, you can write it. If you want to write excellence, you decide in the next 4 years what's going to be inside this book. It's your book. It's up to you as a student of Godfrey Okoye University. You may be wondering why Aminu Waziri Tambuwal. Aminu Waziri Tambuwal is a friend of mine and a friend of our university. He was in our university in 2013 as the Speaker of House of Reps, and made a promise that was going to build an auditorium for the university. And he fulfilled that promise by building this auditorium. But then he said the auditorium should be named after somebody who played a role to him as father in ENUGU, and that's Mobo. When he came to ENUGU as a young man, Mobo said to him, "You shouldn't be in a hotel. You should live in my house." So he lived in the house of Mobo and was practicing in Mobo chamber for some time before he went back to Sokoto. So he said we should name the auditorium after Mobo. And since he said that, we said, okay, but something must bear his name, and that's why we named the whole arena after him. That's Aminu Waziri Tambuwal Arena, while the building is Anthony Mobo Auditorium. So it's quite interesting that somebody will come from all the way from Sokoto to do an auditorium here, and where are Igbo people? We are there. That's what you hear on the last day. People will come from the east and west and enter the kingdom of God, and the south of the kingdom will be lost. It's happening here already in Godfrey Okoye University. You can see that we're developing this place, and this place has parks for sit-outs for students. This is Godfrey Okoye University Lake, one of the best lakes in ENUGU, one of the biggest. It's beautiful. You see, we have a boat. We can move around with our boat. In order to attach the motorboat there, and they can cruise around. We have the motorboat inside the store. And it's quite a good experience, cruising around with lake breeze, caressing your face. It's such a beautiful thing to do. Unfortunately, the person in charge is not around, otherwise it would have been good to take a bit of movement around the lake. Yeah, it's one of the fascinating things to find out in this university. There's no university in this country with a natural lake. I don't know any. You can have a artificial one, but natural lake. And we're talking about two. And it's so beautiful that you can actually swim inside the lake. You can. If you come to this place, you can see the length of that. And we have a device called Ecolog. With that attached to your laptop, you can actually see the lake and see the fish moving inside the lake. You see the trees, and even you see the birds coming from different directions, white birds, black birds, and all that. It's like a paradise on earth. That's why I cannot wait to relocate fully to this place. The beautiful area, you can see the trees and all that. You just have a sense of peace in a place like this. It's easy to pray, it's easy to meditate, it's easy to think, it's easy to do research in a beautiful place like this. When you look at the palms, you look at all the trees, the greenery, you're invited to think about the creator of the universe, and you're invited to do all kinds of research. That's what makes this place so fascinating to me as Vice Chancellor of Godfrey Okoye University. I wish my students could be enjoying this as I do, because out there in the city it's very noisy and polluted, but here the air is marvelous. Its air is pure and it's quiet, and you're very close to nature, and you are automatically close to the creator of nature. This, for me, is the best university campus in this country, and one of the best in the world, actually. I do hope that Nigerians will have the opportunity of seeing the beauty of Godfrey Okoye University. We are developing this place with ecological consciousness of other creatures living with us in this world. We are going to allow a lot of trees to stand so that they will continue to tell the story of their existence. So it's a beautiful thing in the evening like this to be in Godfrey Okoye University. You can see the sunset. What a beautiful spectacle. So we are going to my office now so that we can take a break, and then we'll go back to ENUGU, to the noisy ENUGU.